Welcome to the channel Computer Doctor Tech. I'm Paul. In a previous video I showed how to download Windows 11 23H2 ISO file, because a lot of people are stating out there that it's hard to find that file, being that Microsoft had pulled it off their server because they're pushing Windows 11 24H2. So check out my video on how to download the Windows 11 23H2 in the description. Well, I showed you 4 different websites in which you can download that in that previous video. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you now how to install Windows 11 23H2 without using any software other than the ISO itself. So stay tuned and let's get started. Now, like I said in the other video, I had downloaded the Windows 11 23H2, and if you followed that video, then you have that file as well now. So what we're going to do is, I have mine on my desktop, and if you have yours in your download folder, then open that download folder. You can either leave it there or put it on the desktop. Doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're going to right click on the file, the Windows 11 23H2. We're going to click on Mount, and we're going to click on Open. That is going to create a new drive for us. In my case, it's G. Whatever yours is, noted down. Now, what you're going to do is click on the Start button, and you're going to type in CMD. Then you're going to click on Run as Administrator. Now, once we are in our command prompt, just click Yes for the prompt there. Once we're in here, I'm going to enlarge this window so I can see it better and make it easier access for you. I'm going to hold the Control key down on the keyboard, and with the mouse scroll button, I'm going to scroll up with the mouse button, and that'll make it easier to see our prompt. I'm going to change my letter to drive letter to G, because that's where our virtual drive is for our ISO file. Now I'm going to type in CD. I'm going to change this to sources. That is where our installation files are located at. Now once we're here, we're going to type in this setup prep.exe, hit the space bar, the /, then you're going to type in product space, and then you're going to type in server. What this does is it allows us to bypass the qualified requirements to install the Windows 11 23H2. So this way we don't have to worry about not having any problems or any error messages. So once we do that, all we have to do is press Enter, and it's going to come up. We can minimize these windows. Okay, there we go. Now it says it's going to install Windows Server, but actually it's not. That's just to bypass it. It's actually going to install Windows, either Home or Pro, based on the version of Windows 10 that you have, Home or Pro. So now let's click Next, and let it do what it has to do as far as getting ready. Now, as it says, we're getting a few things ready. Now, what you could do is you could pause this video anytime you feel like it, so this way you could catch up with me, or just review this video first before you actually do the installation and come back to the video again and follow step by step, whichever is easier for you. So now we'll click Next, and if you have a lot of files on there, I do suggest either one of two things. Either back them up. You can keep this window open. You can minimize if you want and back up your files. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say just keep files, settings, and apps. This way I don't have to worry about reinstalling anything, and all my files are still going to be there anyway. So as you see here, I have just these files here, and you're going to still see Google Chrome there. In fact, to do a little test, so as to assure that you are not going to lose anything, I'm going to create a new folder. I'm just going to call it a test folder. I'm going to open that folder, and I'm going to create another folder file. I'll just call it bitmap image, and say test image. There's nothing in there, it's just blank, but just to show you that you're not going to really lose anything. So now I'll just close that up. Now I'm going to just say Next. After I'm going to just move this over here. I'm going to say Next, and it's just going to make sure everything is good to go. So that's all you have to do. Now here it says it's checking for updates. Now what I like to do is I like to disconnect the internet from the computer while it's doing this because I already have my file. So I just disconnected my LAN cable. I'll show you here. I got my LAN cable here, just disconnected from this computer. And by disconnecting this, we also, like I said, it makes it faster because this way the updates are not going to come in as we're doing this. You can always do updates later on once you're back in Windows, especially Windows 11. So just do that. That's just an added extra tip. So we're going to wait for this, getting updates, and I'll be back. You could pause the video. So now it's just telling us to please wait, and that's what we'll do. Okay, so now we're ready to install. I'm just going to click on the install button, and we'll just let her go. So I recommend you pause your video again and come back when you're ready. So now it's a matter of just letting the computer restart. Now with our Windows 11 logo, it looks like that we're doing really well here. So now it's just a matter of letting it finish up. Now, although it says that it's working out updates, remember that we are not plugged into the internet, so just ignore that. And if you have found that your computer has rebooted a couple of times, well, that's totally normal, so just let it keep going. So with the computer restarting several times, that's normal activity for Windows to install. So don't worry about that. So let's see how we're doing now as we check on the progress of the installation. So here we see we're at, in my case, 91%. Your percentage might be a little bit different. But anyway, just keep attuned to this so you'll know when you're back into Windows. I'm just going to pause mine and you come back when you're ready. So this is a good sign that it might take a few minutes, so let it keep going. I'm going to pause, you pause and come back. Now, the computer is going to go through a series of messages letting you know its progress, so let it keep going through on that, and before you know it, we're going to be into Windows. So let's go back and see where we are in the stream of time there. So this is a good sign to just keep it plugged in so that keep going and don't turn off your computer, and before you know it, we're going to be there. Now that we're in Windows 11, what we want to do is just check on the updates. So what we have to do is we have to plug our LAN cable back in, or if you're on Wi-Fi, turn your Wi-Fi back on. Now with our LAN cable plugged back in, as we can see, that just lit up for me there. And as you can see, like I mentioned before, we didn't lose any files or folders. Here's the folder I created, and inside there, the bitmap image that I created. So that was successful. I'm going to click on the Start button. I'm going to go to Settings. You'll click on Windows Update. And you'll see if there's any updates available here. So you'll check for updates and just to make sure that you are up to par. While it's doing that, go to System and then go all the way down to the bottom where it says About. And you're going to see here this is a Windows 11 Pro 20 free H2. So this was completely successful, and I'm sure it was for you as well. Then you go back to your Windows Update and see if there are any updates available. You could just let that scan. So Windows 11 is successfully installed, and if you follow those steps, you shouldn't have any problems. But leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel, click like, and let me hear from you. My name is Paul. This is Computer Dr. Tech, and thank you for watching.